is Gustavo Olivares, and I'm going to talk to you about crime, punishment, and espionage in the Elizabethan England. First, we need to know that the Elizabethan society was divided into two major groups. The first one being the upper class, made by the nobility and members of the court, and then everyone else, which were also known as the commoners. This first group had the quality of being highly educated and very wealthy, and also they had connections to the crown, the royalty, and high members of the clergy. Therefore, they also had the possibility to get involved into political intrigue and religious matters. And in addition, they have the possibility to get involved into crimes which were not shared by the other people. Such examples were the following: high treason, blasphemy, sedition, spying, rebellion, alchemy, murder, and witchcraft. Whereas on the contrary side, we have that the commoners, due to sheer desperation and the abject poverty they lived in, they committed crimes such as theft, cut purses, begging, poaching, adultery, debtors, forgers, fraud, and dice cockers. In terms of punishment, the trials were designed in order to provide the prosecutors a favor over the accused. Punishment examples we can find hanging, burning, branding, pressing, whipping, ducking stools, and some others which were a little bit more elaborate, such as the pillory and the stocks, the wheel, starvation in a public space, the gossip bridle or the brank, the drunkard's cloak. We also have cutting off various items of the anatomy, such as hands, fingers, ears, etc., and boiling in oil, water, or lead, which was usually reserved for prisoners. On the second part, we have that espionage was in charge of the Sir Francis Walsingham, who was the Secretary of State of Queen Elizabeth, and also the spy master of the network called the Watchers. And Walsingham had two broad purposes. The first one was to intervene and then expose a European plot against Elizabeth, in order to show that the foreign threats were real, and demanding exemplary measures against the English citizens who may aid these foreign foes. The second one was to entrap English Catholics in such plots to expose the threat that the Roman, Spanish, and French alliance represented to the realm, and then to reinforce the adhesion to the state church, which was the Protestant church. Also, these Watchers was a network of agents who primarily intercepted letters, cracked codes, and captured possible dissenters in order to protect the crown and to serve it in secret. One of the biggest accomplishments that the Watchers had was the symbol of the Bennington plot. This plot consisted in which Anthony Bennington sent letters to Mary, Queen of Scots, and she then consented into assassination of the Queen Elizabeth, And this was discovered by a double agent who deciphered the letters. And then it resulted into the probation of this plot and execution of Mary, Queen of Scots. And also, a very interesting fact regarding these spies was a very famous one called John Dean, who was in charge of carrying off the Spanish invasion on the shores of England, and he was also known to sign every personal letter to Queen Elizabeth with the brand 007, which was then the inspiration to the code name that Ian Fleming named to his fictional character, James Bond. Thank you for your attention, and this was all.